Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Almost seems idiotic not to use one.
The results of an 18-campus statewide survey are out, with MSUM taking part. The results show students are 9% less likely to use a condom, and the rates of sexually transmitted infections are on the rise. Thank you for joining us tonight. Both students and school officials don't know what's leading to these changes, but they both agree it's unnerving. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric headed to the Moorhead campus today to look into it.
Students, youth, listen to their parents.
Carol Grimm says, parents, you are the starting point.
Parent is the first educator when it comes to sexual issues.
With less students using condoms and rising rates of chlamydia, things are changing at colleges and universities in Minnesota, MSUM included.
Yeah, it's concerning to me that the condom usage rate is down.
As director of the Hendricks Health Center, Grimm says she believes students are educated about using contraception and that they are aware of potential infections and diseases. But then it's hard to understand why they're not being used.
You know, I don't know. Because we make condoms available on our college campus. You know, we give them away free here at Hendricks. The residence halls have them.
I can definitely see why. In high school, middle school, it was drilled into us. You have to do this, you have to wear a condom, otherwise you will get a disease. And I don't think it's as much of a threat anymore.
Caleb Buttonhoff says maybe they're just not as popular anymore. Or when students are drunk or in the heat of the moment, they just don't think.
I think maybe it's taken a bit of more of a back burner in a sense, but I think it is something that they should definitely be aware about.
Emma Rickey says they're still being taught to use condoms both in high school and in college.
They have them at the health center. They always broadcast that they've got them there. It just seems surprising to me that, you know, that statistic is the way it is.
Aaron Simmons says maybe it's a rebellion thing among students. But if that's the case, students are risking unwanted pregnancies and serious infections. In the meantime, Carol Grimm plans to study the survey results and find better ways to get through to MSUM students. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
M-State in Moorhead also took part in this study, according to MSUM. The study also reported chlamydia with the greatest increase. Officers have a break in a string of burglaries in Cass County. Sheriff's deputies say they're holding a 17-year-old boy in connection with a number of break-ins that happened in and around the Buffalo and Tower City areas. They also say they have recovered a number of items that were stolen. Investigators say they started getting reports about the break-ins earlier this month. They say they're not finished investigating this case yet. Flakes are on the radar again. Will we have anything to worry about tonight? Here's Hutch with a look at the forecast. Hutch?
Thank you so much, Andrea. As we head into the outdoors this evening, we're noticing once again very cool temperatures in northern Minnesota, and it's fairly mild out in the western Dakotas, and along that boundary, the flakes are once again flying. So our westernmost counties, from southern Stutzman through Dickey and Lamar County, will have the best chance at seeing a few flakes this evening. For Fargo, for the most part, other than a flurry, I think we stay dry. Temperatures will continue to slowly fall as they have throughout the afternoon into the teens for tonight with north winds. In Grand Forks, single digits by the time we get to bedtime tonight. It does look like there's warmer weather on the doorstep. I'll tell you when it arrives, how warm we get, and I'll tell you about your next chance of snow here in just a few moments.
All right, thank you, Hutch. Fargo police posted on their Facebook page that they ran out of blue light bulbs shortly after making them available today. But they say they'll have more at 8 tomorrow morning. The bulbs are to show support for the family of Jason Moszers and local law enforcement. The plan was for the Fargo Police Department to hand out blue light bulbs in the lobby of the downtown station during normal business hours, starting today and going through Friday. They had nearly 500 bulbs available to hand out. Police were asking for a goodwill donation, but no donation was required to get a light bulb. The goal is to light up the city in blue to support Officer Jason Moszers' family. And if you're lighting up your home or neighborhood with blue lights in remembrance of Officer Jason Moszers, send us your pictures on the Valley News Live Facebook page. We may use them online or in a newscast. And coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 6, crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson rides along with Fargo Police and talks about the impact of Officer Moszers' death. Fargo's police chief has asked us as a community to not forget the other family left hurting by the shooting of Officer Jason Moszers. And today, a community effort to follow the chief's request is underway in North Fargo. The Schumacher family is in need of gift cards for food and clothing. Plymouth Congregational Church on North Broadway is the place where you can bring your donations. For more information on how to donate, head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. Fargo drivers are taking note of the rising gas prices. Drivers along 25th Street South and 45th Street South are filling up with prices as high as $1.49 per gallon. The 10-cent increase is on display at many gas stations in the area, and those at the pump are already feeling a difference.
Especially when you drive a truck, it's making me wish I had enough money to go buy a car or a hybrid. It's horrible.
According to the AAA fuel gauge report, the current national average for regular gas is $1.69 per gallon. A Nevada congressman is pushing to make sure emergency medical teams retain the ability to administer life-saving medicine in the field. Congressman Joe Heck says the Drug Enforcement Agency wants certain drugs to be used only in hospitals because of fears over the accountability of controlled substances and how they're administered. Our Washington Bureau's Peter Zampa spoke with Congressman Heck about a bill that would allow paramedics to continue to use these drugs.
Congressman Joe Heck says paramedics should be able to do the job they're trained to do and practice the skills they're trained to practice. Heck was an EMS medical director in Las Vegas, and before that an emergency physician. He says the current law states that medical directors can create standing orders that apply to emergency situations. If a patient meets certain criteria, a substance can be administered in the field. He says the DEA wants to take that ability away from paramedics, saying they can no longer use certain controlled substances, even under these standing orders from medical directors. Heck says this will hinder a paramedic's ability to give quality care to a patient. He says it's especially an issue in rural areas, where a patient could be in an ambulance for a long time without proper care.
There's a way to make sure that we can ensure the accountability of these controlled substances while still allowing the paramedics to administer these life-saving materials, these life-saving drugs, under a physician's standing order.
In Washington, Peter Zampa, Valley News Live.
Heck says this bill will specify the protocol for a physician creating a standing order. The bill also says those standing orders must be made available for Attorney General Loretta Lynch at her request. 1 in 3 deaths for women are caused by heart disease or stroke each year, and 80% of those may be prevented with education and action. Cardiologists say women ages 35 to 55 have a high risk, especially if they aren't getting screened. They should be setting up an annual Well Woman visit to see their risk of heart disease. Action includes eating healthier, exercising, and talking with doctors about your heart history.
Now, unfortunately, I haven't met a female survivor from heart disease yet that hasn't had to advocate for themselves. It's not always the telltale signs, and it doesn't just happen immediately. Heart disease can be not just a heart attack, but you can have other health risks that you need to manage.
Tomorrow night, the American Heart Association is holding a healthy cooking demonstration. It'll be at the Avalon Event Center in South Fargo starting at 5:30 p.m. We have new numbers tonight for Giving Hearts Day. The fundraiser on February 11th brought in over $8 million in just 24 hours this year. There was a 19% jump in donations from last year. The top 3 large charity fundraisers are Oak Grove Lutheran School, Churches United for the Homeless, and YWCA Cass Clay, with all of them bringing in over $300,000. The 3 smaller charities that came out on top are Unseen, the Arts Partnership, and Haley's Hope. Organizations interested in taking part in Giving Hearts Day next year can call the number right there on your screen.